Okay, so now we're going to look at some exercises I would recommend for the athlete for their recovery. So again, like last time, we're going to start off in phase 2, as phase 1 is just resting and allowing the inflammation to die down. So first of all, the first exercise I would suggest would be flexion hangs. So this is like that, and this contracts and strengthens the hamstring. So so it's just them literally just lifting up their leg, applying a little bit of tension to the hamstring. And then prone hangs, lying on their stomach, just hanging over a surface like a table or something, and then just allow gravity to pull onto the leg, allowing more tension to go to the hamstrings. Making that even harder, maybe putting some ankle weights on to again just increase the weight that's coming onto the leg, and then allowing more blood flow to go to the hamstring as the tension increases. Making that a little bit easier by doing heel props if you find flexion hangs a little bit too difficult. Because with that, what you can do is just put a towel under your ankle and then just plantarflex and dorsiflex your foot, which will again just apply really, really light tension to the hamstring. Moving on to 30-degree squats, as you can see here. So it increases range of movement, strengthens around the kneecap, builds leg muscles, and allows you to jump higher and run faster. So that's 30-degree squatting, and then if you're finding that too easy, just increase the angle up to 50, and then if that's still too easy, move it up to a 90-degree squat. And then vice versa, if you find that too difficult, that 30 degrees, take it down to 10. And if you're even finding that too challenging, what you can do is use a wall to help you, so you don't fall backwards, and then you can just go at whatever angle you want, just making sure that you are allowing the blood flow to go through the hamstring. Next, we're going to be looking at bridging. So this targets the glutes and hamstrings and strengthens lower back and hip mobility. So this is a really good exercise for increasing hamstrings, because like it says, it just targets those muscles, which is exactly what we want. And if you want to make that slightly more difficult, you can do it with single leg bridging. So only using one leg to hold yourself up to really isolate just one hamstring, apply it all the way onto that one hamstring. And then if you're finding that, even if you're finding that too hard, you can then apply weight to it to make the tension even harder. But yeah, if you're finding the bridging too hard, you can always just do weighted leg raises. So possibly putting some ankle weights on and just lifting your leg up. That will always help increase the strength of the hamstring. And then if the weighted ones are too hard, just doing normal leg raises will also help. And then standing hamstring curling. So that's this, as you can see here. So this provides more resistance than the laying leg curl, as it works each leg individually. So it's pretty self-explanatory. And then if you're finding that too hard, you can always just lie down on your stomach and just lift your leg up and lift it back down. So that's knee flexion and knee extension. And then if you're finding hamstring curling too easy, you can always do weighted hamstring curls. So again, putting some ankle weights on and just lifting that leg up behind you and then back down. So and then if you're finding that again too easy, just increase the weight. Moving on to phase 3, which is the strengthening phase. Doing sumo squats will be a good way to strengthen the hamstring muscle. So as you can see in this PowerPoint, where are we? Sumo squats here. So this develops balance and stability and targets hamstrings and glutes. Again, it's pretty self-explanatory. If you're finding just a normal sumo squat too easy, you can also just apply weight. So hold onto a dumbbell when you go down. That will increase the difficulty. And if you're finding that too easy, again, like I said, just increase the weight. But obviously, you don't want to go too hard because you don't want to re-injure yourself. But if you're finding the sumo squats too difficult, you can always just move back to a standard squat. And again, if that's too difficult, move that angle down from a 90 just down to like a 30-degree angle, so you're not pushing yourself too hard. Now moving on to lunges. That is here. So increases flexibility and increases range of motion. That's the lunge there. So just leaning forward, placing your knee forward in front of you and putting all your weight onto that. If you're finding that too easy, use some exercise bands to increase resistance. That will definitely help to strengthen the knee. And then using lunging onto a balance board will definitely increase stability within the leg, within the hamstring muscle as well, and that is a lot more difficult. And then maybe even a +3 if you wanted to make that even harder. I guess you could apply weights into each hand as well. Then moving on to exercise ball rolls. So that is here. So this targets hamstring and improves core stability. So it's lying with your legs out straight on top of onto an exercise ball, and then just bringing the ball in behind your legs. That is a very, very good exercise because, as it says here, it just targets your hamstrings. And then if you're finding that too easy, you can do bridged ball rolls, which is obviously, as you saw in the image before, just like raised up. It's a lot harder. And then bridged exercise ball rolls with legs. So yeah, it's just making it more and more challenging. And then lastly, a stationary bike is also very good because it trains legs and strengthens hips as well. Stationary bike, pretty self-explanatory. And then if you want to make that harder, just apply weight to it, so it increases resistance, so it's harder for them to pedal each time. That's a very good way to increase the knee stability. And then moving on to the final phase, which is sport-specific exercises. Doing rope work improves jump height, improves core strength and back strength as well. So that's a very good exercise to incorporate into any kind of workout during recovery. And then by stepping from side to side, you're making it slightly harder because you're working just more muscles within your body. And then to make that even harder, just increase the duration that you're doing it for. Because then that will just make the work even harder. And then if you're finding rope work too difficult, you just can't move on to that yet. Maybe just do some medicine ball squats, some nice easy medicine ball squats, so you don't strain yourself too hard. And then another exercise I would recommend would be a hoop run, which you can see here, which improves agility, develops speed, and increases anaerobic fitness. So yeah, it's like quick feet through hoops. Quite an easy exercise for people to understand. And then moving on to a ladder run, which is incorporates a lot more quick feet all the way up the ladder. And the gaps are a lot smaller as well, so it does require quite a lot of coordination as well. And if they find that too easy, they can move on to mini hurdles, which would definitely increase the stability, strength, and increase blood flow to the hamstring muscles. And if they're finding the hoop run too difficult, they could always just do some quick feet on the spot, not moving forward or backwards, just to get those quick movements going to the hamstrings. And then sidestepping between the sticks, which is demonstrated here, improves acceleration, speed, and improves agility. Running from side to side throughout the sticks, as said, improves agility and strengthens the hamstring. And then possibly going through the sticks with a ball would increase proprioception, coordination, and would get you the feeling of having a ball back at your feet. So would help you get back into terms of playing the game quite slowly. And then maybe for the to make that even harder, try going through as fast as you can, trying to beat your time each time, sprinting using the ball through these sticks. And then if you're finding running between the sticks a little bit too difficult, not quite there yet, jogging from the goal line to the edge of the box, just a nice simple jog, just to get blood flow into the hamstring muscles. And then if that distance is too far for you, just jogging from the goal line to the 6-yard line, just increasing that blood flow. And then lastly, some shuttle runs, just from a pole to a different pole. This develops acceleration and speed, improves anaerobic fitness, and develops strength for the ACL as well as the hamstring, and requires lots of changes in direction. So that's a very good exercise to use to strengthen the hamstring. If you want to make that even harder, you can increase distance and the speed at which they need to run to get to the so it's almost like a bleep test in a way. So they just need to increase the speed at which they make to each side. And then a way that I thought that you could make that a little bit difficult is maybe add some weights on them to make the running a little bit harder for them. And then just a way to make the shuttle runs a little bit easier is just to decrease the distance and speed between the zones. because maybe they're not quite there yet, running this far of a distance. Okay, and that is my second injury rehabilitation program. Thanks for watching.